And this ministry has made a big stride in so many areas about which you will come to know now. One thing I wanted to tell you was the Honorable Minister for Road Transport, Highways and Shipping, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, was to be here, personally present. But because he had to travel urgently somewhere, he could not make it. But it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce the Secretary Shipping, Shri Rajive Kumar. And we also have Shri Raghav Chandra, Chairman, National Highways Authority of India, and Shri Anand Kumar, Managing Editor, National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation. And we have also Uday More, my colleague, Additional Director General. He looks after the publicity of this ministry. So I extend a warm welcome to all of you, and we have started a novel way of welcoming with bamboo shoots, you know, instead of flowers. Huh? Thank you. Friends, we propose to end the session around 11 to 11:15. First, the Secretary Shipping will make opening remarks and followed by other dignitaries on the dais. Over to Shipping Secretary, please.
Thank you, Mr. Narona. Esteemed editors and senior journalists, my dear colleague, Mr. Raghav, and Mr. Anand Kumar, Managing Director, NHIDCL. Dear friends, I think it's been an auspicious start in the sense that the bamboo shoots are said to be auspicious. And with that perspective, I would briefly introduce what we have been able to achieve in the last 2 years and what are the plans for the next few. And I would not take too long so that we have sufficient time to interact. Friends, last year we had launched the flagship program for the shipping ministry called the Sagarmala program, which deals with, in a comprehensive way, the concept of port-led development and all the related aspects. The ministry also conducted successfully its first global investment meet, which was the Maritime India Summit in April in Mumbai, which has attracted business agreements of more than 82,000 crores, and we are closely following them up and seeing them fructify. On the port side, I am extremely happy to report that the milestone of 1 billion tons of cargo, that milestone was crossed last year by the Indian ports. All the major ports have shown great improvement in efficiency as well as in profitability. We added 94 million tons of additional capacity in the major ports last year, which was again a record. All the three major PSUs under the ministry, which is the Shipping Corporation, the Dredging Corporation and Cochin Shipyard, have shown increased profitability, which they are now utilizing for doing more projects as well as buying up assets. To give fillip to a major sector which is shipping, but which unfortunately did not get the kind of focus which a country of our size, as well a country having a coastline of almost 7,500 kilometers, 5,200 kilometers on the mainland, deserved. So 3 new companies have been set up. One is the Indian Port Rail Company, which is to ensure that all the ports have the last mile railway connectivity. We have set up Indian Ports Global, which is an arm to do projects overseas. And Chabahar in Iran is the major project which they have undertaken. And the third one, the cabinet has recently approved the Sagarmala Development Company, so that the projects which are not being taken up by government departments, ministries and state governments can be taken up by this Sagarmala Development Company. So we expect a lot of action in the coming years by these three new companies also. As I mentioned that for the first time we have signed up an MOU and an agreement with Iran to develop the Chabahar port berths. Additionally, in earlier times a lot of cargo was carried through the inland waterways up to the ports. This government has taken up the development of inland waterways in a big way. While since 1986, when the Inland Waterway Authority was set up, we had only 5 national waterways, but last year 106 more were added to it, which are now being taken up for phased development. The largest project which has been taken up by the Inland Waterways Authority of India is the National Waterway 1 with World Bank assistance, which is about 4,200 crores and is expected to be completed by 2019. Most of you would have seen the newspaper report that on a pilot basis, Maruti cars traveled from Varanasi to Haldia for the first time, and within 6 days they safely reached Haldia. I would briefly touch upon on some of the key initiatives which are in the pipeline and being proposed. We are taking up 6 new ports. The recent and the last one to be approved by the cabinet is in the state of Tamil Nadu. Near Kolachal, there is a place called Ennayam, where we are proposing to set up a major transshipment port to complement the facilities which are being created in Vizhinjam. We are also dredging our existing ports to take up larger ships, because you are all aware that now the ship size is growing and they all need deeper draft. So we expect that another 3 years at least 4 ports will be there which can take up 18 meters draft large ships, which is the largest going around. Our national perspective plan for Sagarmala is ready, and it has come up with 150 plus projects which will take an investment of almost 4 lakh crores. The preliminary work has started. This is a 10-year program, and we expect to take up these projects depending on the viability and the point of time. But amongst those states where the largest number of projects have been identified, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh are amongst the 2 major ones. We are also undertaking the technical evaluation of the new 106 waterways to prioritize them for implementation. A new experiment has recently been done when Andhra Pradesh government has come forward to set up a joint venture company with the Inland Waterways Authority, so that the synergy between the state government and Inland Waterways Authority is complete and we can quickly go ahead implementing the new waterways projects there. We also expect that the capacity of Indian ports, which includes our ports in the private sector, to double by 2025, which means in the next about 10 years, from about 1500 million tons, we'll go to 3000 million tons of capacity. And we don't expect that port capacity is going to be any constraint as far as even at a very high GDP growth rate numbers. We are also expecting that we have undertaken a major efficiency improvement program in our government ports, and we expect to be touching the global benchmarks by 2020. All our ports are now going to be given RFID tags for tracking containers, as well as within a year we would be having scanners so that rapidly all the containers can be scanned. We have also taken up greening of our ports, and the major ports will be undertaking projects of 135 megawatts of solar and wind power, out of which 10 megawatt has already been commissioned in Vizag. We are also taking up to upgrade our provisions as far as policies are concerned. So two major initiatives which we intend to in session of Parliament in winter. One is the Major Ports Authorities Act, which will revamp the major ports. And the second is a completely new Merchant Shipping Act, which governs all the shipping activities in the country. We are also revising the model PPP MCA, which is the Model Concession Agreement, to bring it up to date. The last one was done in 2008. And I'm happy to say that the PPP experiment in the port sector has been very successful. Almost more than 30% of the capacity is in major ports are with private operators, and this percentage is progressively growing. But we will take and make all endeavors to ensure that these synergies further grow. I think with this initial words, I will stop here and would be very happy to try and respond to any issues which you would have. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you, Secretary Sir. Now I request Shri Raghav Chandra, Chairman, National Highways Authority of India, to make his opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Narona, Mr. Rajive, Kumar, and my colleagues on the dais. Distinguished representatives of the media and the press, thank you for this opportunity for giving you a brief idea of what's happening in the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, which covers two very, very important sectors, not only of the economy but also of our social life. One is the highways sector and the other is the road transport sector. So let me begin by giving you a very brief synopsis, because there's so much happening that perhaps you would like to ask more detailed questions. As you are aware, the national highway length in the country was a little short of 1 lakh kilometers. Increasingly, more and more stretches are being added to it, and today it stands at about over 1,000 kilometers of national highways. The aim of the government is to constantly keep changing state highways based on the requests of the state government to national highways, and it is likely that about 50,000 kilometers of state highways will get upgraded to national highways over the next 5 years. And the endeavor is to take the entire corpus of national highways to a figure of about 2 lakh kilometers from the present over 1 lakh kilometers. This entails provision of funds, this entails discussions with the state governments, and this entails also actually undertaking award of those projects and completion of those projects over the next few years. As you are aware, there has been a lot of traction on the national highway front. We have three major components of our endeavor. One is what has been traditionally known as the National Highways Development Program of about 55,000 kilometers. The special program for the Northeast, which is called the SARDP Northeast Program, and the Left Wing and Extremist Affected Areas Program. In the last year, when we look at the number of road projects for which contracts were awarded, it went up to 10,000 kilometers over about 7,500 kilometers the previous year. When you look at figures for road construction and completion, more than 6,000 kilometers of roads were completed last year, as compared to about 4,410 the previous year. So overall, there has been an increase of about 33% or 35% in terms of both awards and in terms of road. And we are hopeful that in the days to come, we should be able to maintain the same momentum and perhaps even improve on that. About 10% of the entire ministry's budget is allocated and reserved for the northeast sector, so that is clearly a sector which has been given a lot of importance from the point of view of national integration, from the point of view of ensuring that there is symmetry in economic development for the northeast. Similarly, the program for the Naxal areas covers about 1,100 kilometers, including the Ranchi to Vijayawada sector, and this is significantly more than was ever attempted to be done in the past. The Bharatmala program is another major initiative of the ministry, which is basically looking at building highways to connect coastal and border areas, including small ports, backward areas, religious places, tourist places, and improve the connectivity to the Char Dham, which is the tourist pilgrimage places in the north of India, and to connect all district headquarters to national highways. The exact details of this program are currently being worked out. Apart from this, we have what is known as the Setu Bharatam project, which was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister. This is a program to make road travel safety by constructing or reconstructing rail overbridges and underpasses at about 208 level crossings in the country. It is also the aim that national highways should become free of railway level crossings by 2019. And a lot of the old bridges that were built during British times, they are being suitably addressed to check out infirmities so that they are also corrected. Detailed project reports have already been received for about 75 ROBs, and about 65 ROBs are likely to be sanctioned with an estimated cost of about 6,000 crores by the financial year. And a lot of about 1,500 old and worn down bridges will be improved by replacement, widening, strengthening in a phased manner at a total cost of about 30,000 crores. The ministry has begun the process of inviting bids for appointing consultants so that detailed project reports are ready for each of these projects and so that they can be suitably commissioned. We are also looking at high density corridors all over the country. When we look at talk of high density corridors, we are looking essentially at improving economic efficiency of movement across the national highways so as to improve the transactional competitiveness of our transport. As you are aware that the common refrain has been that we build highways, but actual efficiency of economic movement has not been addressed. So for the first time, A.T. Kearney has been deployed as a consultant, and they are doing a very detailed analytical study on looking at, they have addressed something like 25,000 road stretches, examined how much time it takes to cross them, examined how much of freight is moved over those corridors, and now we are slowly graduating to a corridor approach to ensure that transport of all our goods is done in an efficient and economical manner without blockages, without wastage of time. As part of this process, we have already commissioned a lot of expressways. For the first time, the expressway movement has gained momentum. Otherwise, this was essentially a scheme which was approved sometime in 2007-8. We have already commissioned work on the Eastern Peripheral Expressway connecting the northern part of Haryana past Uttar Pradesh to the southern part of Haryana, which means Palwal, Kundli to Palwal. This is a 135 kilometer access controlled expressway. It will be designed in such a way that it will have the best automatic traffic management systems and electronic systems, including gantry-based tolling. It will have wayside amenities. It will have every facet which an international expressway has. And I'm happy to say that since National Highway Authority is doing this work, that we will be completing it substantially before time. Apart from this, we have commissioned the Delhi-Meerut Expressway, which is one of the major bottlenecks for traffic going from Delhi to Lucknow and Kanpur. And this expressway is divided into various components for which we have begun the process of awarding contracts. And I'm happy to also say that financial closure has also begun to happen. The central government has also discussed with the government of Haryana and has encouraged and motivated them, and they are building what is known as a Western Peripheral Expressway on the western side, connecting north to south Haryana, again same route as the Eastern Peripheral Expressway, but on a different side. And so this entire Eastern and Western Peripheral Expressway will become a ring road for Delhi. Apart from this, we have got the detailed project reports ready for the Vadodara-Mumbai corridor. We have already invited bids for the first part of this project, which is 125 kilometers from Vadodara to Kim. And this is a project which is again a sizable project. Just to give you an instance, example, that the civil cost for this project will be 7,500 crores, and we expect that we should get substantial interest and to be able to soon start on this project. This project starts from Vadodara, goes right up to JNPT. The project report for the Bangalore-Chennai Expressway is already ready. This should interest you all. It's a 334 kilometer expressway. The three state governments involved, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, have already approved the alignment. Land acquisition is on in full steam, and I must say that all the three state governments are working hard to ensure that land acquisition takes place. Perhaps a little more effort is required, and then we can suitably over the next few months start bidding out for this project as well. Apart from this, we are looking at a Delhi-Jaipur Greenfield Expressway. We are looking at a Ludhiana to Amritsar, Amritsar to Katra, that is going all the way to Vaishno Devi Expressway. We are looking at Lucknow-Kanpur Expressway. We are looking at Kolkata-Dhanbad Expressway. We are looking at an expressway connecting Hyderabad, Nagpur and Bangalore. So there's a lot of action in the days to come that is going to happen on the expressways front. The government has taken several policy initiatives to improve the working climate for the contractors, both under public-private partnership and under the EPC mode in this sector. One of them has been to systematize and to improve the speed for change of mode of delivery. If you recall, and you would have read that in the past, change of, moving from one mode to another, there was a waterfall mechanism. You had to necessarily try out a PPP project on PPP basis. Only then, if that failed, could you go on to other modes. And finally, it would take some time, as much as a year or 2 years, to change a mode of delivery. Whereas in the state of development that we are today, we need to move more efficiently. So the powers for mode of delivery have been delegated to the Secretary of the Road Transport Ministry so that he can take an effective and quick decision on them. The threshold for clearing of projects has also been increased by the Union Cabinet. So the Ministry of Road Transport can now approve projects worth about 1,000 crores, both for PPP and EPC modes, whereas the earlier limit was only 500 crores. There has been increased interministerial coordination the government has set up an infrastructure group headed by our minister, the Road Transport and Highways Minister, to resolve approvals and clearances required through the various interministries, such as the Environment and Forest Ministry. So it has the Minister for Environment and Forest, it has the Minister for Railways, and the Minister for Defence. And these were actually huge bottlenecks, and now they are getting streamlined and resolved much faster. Also, the entire process of getting the general arrangement drawings, what are known as GADs, from the railways used to take as much as sometimes 4 years, 5 years, and we would keep sending them a design and the railways would keep rejecting it. But this has been streamlined after discussion between our minister and the railway minister as part of this coordination, and now the entire process takes not more than 3 or 4 months. And even the forest and environment clearances, it's remarkable the speed with which they are getting done today. Similarly, an exit policy has been delineated for those who wish to exit from a PPP project and embark using their skill sets and competencies to new projects. An effort has been made to revive languishing projects. A new model for highway delivery has been launched called the hybrid annuity model, and in the course of the question answer session I'll be very happy to tell you the nuances of the hybrid annuity model. The model concession agreement, which was earlier cast in stone, and every comma full stop change used to have to go to the Union Cabinet. Now a committee headed by the Cabinet Secretary approves changes, so that has made things also very easy. And there are other schemes, such as the scheme for fund infusion into languishing projects, the scheme for rationalized compensation to concessionaires for languishing projects. All these have started making a difference, and things are rolling out much easier. And which is why today you read that the PPP mode, which was earlier stuck, big companies were getting out of this. Once again, they are coming in, and the PPP mode is reviving for the highway sector. In fact, I will, in the course of the question, how we are going about this subject. Let me just briefly touch on the subject of road safety, which is so critical for both the social and economic life of our nation. So a national road safety policy has been approved. A National Road Safety Council has been set up as the apex body for taking decisions. This works in close coordination with the Supreme Court constituted committee of experts for road safety. A multi-pronged strategy has been launched for road safety, and the ministry has constituted a group of ministers from 8 states, because there is a lot of state-level coordination which is required. There has been a motor vehicles amendment bill which has been initiated, and which includes various facets of traffic control and motor vehicle control, which are so necessary for ensuring safety on our roads. We are launching a major program for eradicating the black spots on our roads, for ensuring that safety features which were hitherto left out, that they are once again introduced onto the roads. And various other initiatives, such as you are aware, the Global Automotive Research Center is being set up in Chennai, and various such features are being added. Then a highway advisory system has been set up. Buses with IT-enabled safety measures are being initiated. Automated camera-based driving test systems are being initiated. And we are also looking at cashless treatment for road accidents, including setting up of trauma centers. Good Samaritan guidelines have already been initiated, and they have been approved by the Supreme Court, where if somebody is helping an accident victim, then he does not necessarily have to suffer the pain of the legal procedures. BS4 compliance for four-wheelers has been initiated. The BS6 norms have been advanced. Ethanol-fueled buses are being encouraged, and bio-CNG and biodiesel also is being encouraged. The new safety bill has immense features, and they will certainly make life much different for people, for commuters. Green Highway Mission has been launched, and an electronic tolling of the highways that has been initiated. And I'm very happy to say that 50,000 vehicles already have FASTags, and we hope to ramp it up further in the days to come. Lots of initiatives are taking place, including international cooperation across the Burma and Thailand border and India, across our northeastern border to Nepal, and so on. And I think in the days to come, you will hear more about the highways and transport sector than has ever happened in the past before. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Raghav Chandraji. Now I request Shri Anand Kumar to make his opening remarks.
Thank you, Frank. Distinguished editors, friends of media, respected Secretary Shipping, my senior colleague, Mr. Raghav Chandra, friend Frank Narona, ladies and gentlemen. National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation is the latest institutional entrant in the construction of highways and related infrastructure. This company was incorporated on 18/7/2014 after the present government came into power. And the objective was to fast-pace construction of national highways and other infrastructure in Northeast and other strategic areas. Today, this company is working in 13 states. That is all 7 sisters, Sikkim, J&K, Himachal, Uttarakhand, and also West Bengal and Andaman and Nicobars. We are handling 130 projects which cover 8,000 kilometers of road length, and the expected cost of implementation of these works would be over 100,000 crores. By 2020, we propose to award works covering a length of around 10,000 kilometers. The focus of this company is on quality, efficiency, transparency, and safety and addressing the environmental concerns. NHIDCL, as we call in short, wants to become an agent of change in the infrastructure sector. When I say agent of change, we want to become more efficient by revisiting the processes and the procedures and adopting new e-tools, etc. We want to become partner in building India to facilitate making in India. And for the purpose, we adopted 7 key strategies. But before I devolve on those 7 key strategies, I want to inform you that this company, though was incorporated on the 18th of July 2014, actually started functioning with first project getting shifted from the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways on 1st of January 2015. And in effect, we are only 1 year and 8 months old. And in this 1 year and 8 months tenure, we have awarded 34 projects covering more than 1,000 kilometers at a cost of more than 10,000 crores. It is not important that how many projects we have awarded. The more important is how many projects have started on ground. And I am happy to share that out of these 34 projects, 32 projects are already progressing very well, and we will be able to hand over at least 2 projects next year, 6 months ahead of schedule. Now, the strategies we follow, one is the use of e-tools. We adopt e-office for the usual office work. We are adopting e-access to put all our information, orders, etc. on the website so that general public is aware of what we are doing. Including my own TA bills can be seen on our website. Then we are using e-pace, a dashboard approach for monitoring the projects. So our focus is on using e-tools for efficiency and transparency. Second strategy, what we have done is that we are revisiting procedure and processes and making them efficient. Earlier, the bank guarantees which people give it to us, their verification itself was taking around a month and so. But then we started using the SFMS gateway of the banking sector, and now we are verifying these bank guarantees within 48 hours. So this is the difference has been made. We have set up a new portal called InfraCon. Earlier, for the award of consultancies, everything was manual. And today, if Mr. Frank is bridge expert, tomorrow he'll show himself as a road payment expert and then the tunnel expert. So he will keep on changing his CV. So bringing the efficiency and transparency and accountability, we have started this portal called InfraCon, which has been developed in-house by our company and which is being now used by Ministry of Road Transport and Highways for award of consultancies for the preparation of DPRs and also for the authorities in India. We have also developed a portal for marketplace. This is Inam Pro, where the cement buyers and cement sellers, they come across and they put their orders, and this has brought down the price of cement considerably. When we are talking about the processes and procedures, the effort of the company is not to bog down by the rules and regulations. I'm not saying that we are not following the rules and regulations. A simple example that we were making a multi-level car parking in Transport Bhavan. There were two tenders and both had there were deficiencies. We could have rejected both the tenders on the account of deficiency and spent another 4 months for recalling the tenders. But what we did was we asked the people, the bidders, to complete those deficiencies, opened the tenders and awarded the tenders. So we have not flouted any rules or regulations of CVC. However, by our innovative approach, we have been able to save the government the cost and money. So we want to do this. The third thing we want to do is the capacity building, not of the staff alone. We want to do the capacity building of the local contractors. Today, the people working in the remote and the remote and northeast area, people say that the contractors come from Andhra Pradesh, they come from Maharashtra, and they take award the contracts, and they don't allow the local people to work. So what we are trying to do is we had 2 workshops already for building the capacity of the local contractors of the northeast. And if local contractors are employed, and I'm happy to share again that 8 projects of ours are being held by local contractors today. They will employ the local youth, and the local youth will in turn involve the community and will result in the inclusive development of the area. And this is what we all want. And one more thing I would like to share here, that out of these 8 contractors, the 2 contractors are from the erstwhile underground. The third thing, we want to adopt the new and appropriate technologies for for bringing efficiency in the infrastructure sector, for addressing the safety, environmental concerns, and also reducing the cost. The road, which is now being made in 3 years, we are trying to make in 6 months. And our first trial will be done on the Tripura border between the Chandkhera and Kurti bridge. And second thing we would be doing in Andamans. So we want to reduce the time taken for construction of roads considerably. We want to involve IITs and other research institutions for creating a new scientific temper. Just 2 more minutes, and then the most important is we are addressing the issue of dispute resolution. The disputes arise because of the ambiguous contracts and the ambiguous RFPs. So our effort is, because nobody reads contracts. So when we are signing the contracts, we are asking the contractor to read the contract, and once he is happy with the contract, then only we sign it. So we are removing those deficiencies and ambiguities, and we are trying to reduce the disputes. And God forbid, if any dispute arises, we try to solve them within 30 days. We want to maintain the cash flows. We clear all bills in our corporation within 72 hours of the receipt, if they're in order. And the last one is that we want to involve the community right from the beginning in creation of infrastructure. Suppose a road is passing through Mr. Norana's village and he has an objection, let him put an objection in the first place and not after the DPR is made. So we want to involve the community from right beginning and have one mission, one vision for development of infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Anand Kumar. Friends, now we have about 30 minutes. There are two ways of going about. Either you ask the questions first from right, left and center, without any pun of course, or individual to the stage here. Which one would you prefer? Would you like to ask the question so the dignitaries will note down and answer at once? Huh? Yeah, please ask your question. Start. So you'll have to. And please identify your name, also to whom you are addressing the question. Yeah. Yeah, please ask. Doesn't matter, we'll hear. Yeah. Give another mic, yeah. Hold. Yeah.
Yeah, this is regarding shipping. Can you throw some light on the Setu Samudram project? Has it been dropped? There was an alternative route that was suggested. The earlier route was objected to, and then there was an alternative route which seemed to have the approval. Though crores of money has been spent, is the project, does it have any hope of being revived through the alternative phase, which seemed to have the approval of all the stakeholders and the governments? If not, is the project dropped altogether?
Yeah, thank you. And next question? Please, yeah.
8 years ago, Supreme Court had asked the shipping ministry to give an alternate route. 8 years have passed. I don't think you have reported to the Supreme Court about the alternate route.
Okay.
And considering that the ministry is giving a lot of importance to coastal shipping, what is the status of?
Will come on. Yeah. Next. Please give it at the end. Yeah. Please ask your question briefly. Yeah.
The chairman of NH, the Supreme Court, my name is Venkat Singh from Karnataka, Suddhimula, publisher from Raichur. The Supreme Court was already given instruction to not to put the NH for the road brakes, but road brakes, hurdles, speed breakers, but speed breakers. But in the almost all NHs all along the India, the speed breakers is there because of the so many accidents is occurred in the speed breakers. One question. Another one is it is for journalist purpose. The all accredited journalists from the overall India will not get the free in the check post of the National Highway Authorities.
That is
This problem facing the MLS, MPs, MLS and MLCs also. Toll gate. Which accreditation card journalists were having accreditation card, the NH was given to direction to all the toll gates to give the free to them.
so. Anyway, we'll see what answer will come. Then last two.
Chennai Mumbai Expressway and also the elevated
Hello. Which sector you're asking question to?
highways.
Highways. Yeah. Tell.
Yeah, what's the status of Chennai Bangalore Expressway? There has been reports about issues over land acquisition because which the highways department here says. And secondly, what about the elevated stretch from Madurai to Chennai Port?
Yeah.
That is what has been.
This is Narsimhan here from Business Standard.
We'll take all
This is for the Secretary for Shipping. So, I'm curious, see, one side our ports are lower capacity utilization, but we are building new greenfield ports, which is going to take longer time to construct. Isn't it wise for you to focus on the existing ports to improve their efficiency so that we can have that? And second is, you just for clarification, you said that during this winter session there will be two amendments. Can you just throw some light what exactly it is you are talking about?
Yeah. Let's come to the center, then I'll come to you also. Yeah. Please ask your questions. Yeah.
Hello, I am Jain from Deshabhimani, Kerala.
Yeah.
My question is to the Secretary Shipping.
Shipping. Okay.
The Union government sanctioned the Vidignam port. The construction already started there. After that, since last 6 months, government sanctioned another port in Kolachal that is very near to Vizhinjam, below 50 kilometers. My question is whether these two ports are viable or profitable in your estimate.
Yeah, next. You can also ask. Yeah.
I am Surendran, Madhurabhumi, Kerala from Kerala. My question, first question to shipping. Shipping. In the brief note, our secretary, shipping ministry mentioned that Cochin port is an important port. But for the last 3 months, there is no chairman for Cochin Port Trust. Is there any immediate action to post a new chairman in that port?
Yeah.
Then
Sorry, this was
another
about
question.
Chennai. This is about Chennai, Chairman Cochin.
Cochin
Okay.
Port Trust. My second question to National Highway, related to National Highway. There is one major National Highway, that is NH47, and now 544, I think. The second part of that highway is lagging, work is lagging for last 7 or 10 years. Widening of the highway.
Yeah.
Is there any stipulated time frame to complete that work? From Takkancherry to Valai, to up to Manuthi. Is there any stipulated framework to complete that work?
Yeah. Please, yeah. नहीं बोलो बोलो ठीक है.
Hello, my name is Munir Ahmad Azad, Salar Urdu newspaper, Bangalore. Sir, my simple question is, the road constructed under PPP mode, the toll fees and duration fixed by the government or contractor himself, because in Nice Road, in Bangalore to Mysore, they are collecting heavy fees. That one fixed by the government or contractor himself?
Yeah. You can ask a complex question also. Right. Give it now. Don't.
Sir, I'm Madhusudan Reddy, business editor, Hans India, Hyderabad. My first question is to Mr. Chandra, NHAI. How many projects, PP projects have been stuck so far? What is the total outlay? How long you will take it to revive them? The question for Shipping Secretary. You have announced some dry ports across the country. So you have also announced some ports for Telangana also. Can you throw some light on how many dry ports you are going to sanction from Telangana?
We'll come back. Yeah, please give it there. Yeah, that's the idea.
Sir, I am Venkat Rao from Vijayawada. My question is to Mr. Ravichandra about national highways. Sir, are there any proposals to connect Amravati, the new capital of Andhra Pradesh, with the other regions of the state, especially the Rayalaseema districts? We read in newspapers that there are few proposals and they are also in the closing stage. But you are not mentioned any proposal in your speech.
I'll come back to you all. Let's first answer these questions because we have about 25 minutes. Then the Commerce and Industry Minister is also due to come. Yeah, we will come to you. First, let them answer these questions. Okay. Depending on the time, we will take it. Yeah.
I'll try to be brief. The first question related to the Setu Samudram project. I think you are all aware because this question was raised with reference to the last 8 years. The Honorable Supreme Court, apart from the 6 alternatives which were originally considered and one of which was being implemented, the Honorable Supreme Court suggested an alternative route 4A. And the government at that time was asked to explore the possibility and feasibility of that route. Mr. R.K. Pachori headed a committee of experts which looked into that particular alternative. And their conclusion was that alternative 4A is neither economically nor ecologically viable, and that position is before the Honorable Supreme Court. So that is the legal position in this matter. The second point which was raised is absolutely valid. We entirely agree that doing a brownfield development or enhancing the capacity of existing port is on a per million ton basis a much better alternative. So as a result, what we have done for the major ports, and private ports are all comparatively new, so their levels of efficiencies are by design better. We had selected an international consultant of repute. They have given 116 initiatives to enhance both the capacity as well as to do the efficiency improvement in our project, in our major ports. 50 of them have already been implemented, and the balance will be implemented by 2019. We have also, under the Sagarmala program, drawn up a master plan till 2035 of all the existing major ports, so that the first attempt is to actually utilize as much capacity as is feasible. However, having said that, there are certain requirements for which we would require new ports. And another question has been raised about Vizhinjam and Kolachal. So connecting with that, you are all aware that almost 25% of our container cargoes for EXIM trade are transshipped at other ports, be it Singapore, Colombo, Jebel Ali, and so on and so forth. Now, that is a loss both to the trade, to our ports, and to the exporters in general. As a result, we had made an attempt a couple of years earlier to do the Vallarpadam International Container Station at Cochin. As luck would have it, the size of the ships are progressively becoming larger and larger. While earlier an 8,000 container ship was considered large, today we are talking of 18,000 and 20,000 containers. They require much deeper draft. So most of the traffic which moves of the containers in the world goes along the east-west line, as you are well aware, which just goes below Sri Lanka, and then it turns towards Suez Canal. Now, there is a small strip of area where we can set up a deep draft port so that it is closest to the east-west line. We cannot do this port elsewhere because these ships find it extremely costly to do a major deviation. So some 10 to 20 nautical miles is what Sri Lanka, Vizhinjam and NIM will be touching. So therefore you need to do a large project, because we expect this transshipment going out in the next 10 years to move from 2.5 million to 10 million. Now there would be more requirement of this kind of facilities in the country. Similarly, JNPT is doing containers. This is our largest container port. However, they have a capacity constraint as well as a draft constraint. So they are looking at a satellite port close to where JNPT is, 180 kilometers north at Vadavan. So the new ports are essentially to supplement. Paradeep needs an additional port. They are doing an outer port to enhance their capacity. So this greenfield is either to fulfill a specific requirement or basically to enhance the capacity of the existing, where the existing capacity is fully utilized. I am thankful for this question being raised on Vizhinjam and Kolachal. Let me try and explain the position. there is absolute unanimity that we need a good transshipment hub in the country for reasons I just mentioned. The related part is that Vizhingham is fully supported by the state government, which has sponsored the project, and by Government of India, which has also sanctioned more than 700 crores of viability gap funding for that project. So Government of India is fully convinced that we do need Vizhingham to come up, and as quickly as possible. However, those who are familiar with Vizhingham would be aware that on both ends of that port are fishing harbors, and there is a limitation to how many containers ultimately you can do. Our estimation, and experts have told us, that that capacity can be about 4.5 million TEUs. But as I mentioned to you, in next 10 years, our transshipment requirement is going to go up to 10 million TEUs. Therefore, we need an additional capacity in addition to fully saturating Vizhingham. But because of geography, we can't move too far away. As I just mentioned, the east-west line, we have to be very close to it. Therefore, Government of India has also decided that we reclaim land and do the NIM port. So this port will entirely be done on reclaimed land. No land acquisition will be required for NIM except for the connectivity project, which our friends from National Highways Authority, they are already doing a project close to it, and the railway link. So except for that, I don't think there is any requirement of land requirement. And a major program for community development and to ensure that everybody's livelihood is not only preserved, but there are enhanced opportunities. That program is being done in parallel as far as NIM is concerned. There were two quick questions on finding a chairman for the ports. You are all aware that all jobs are becoming more and more challenging. I think even from the media perspective, what used to be comparatively more easy thing is now become more challenging. Our younger colleagues from the media would understand what I am saying. However, the same also applies to the chairperson. We are now in our third attempt to locate an excellent chairman for Cochin. We did locate a person, but he was so good that he joined the CM Secretariat. So we are now making another attempt. On Chennai, we have already selected the DRM here, Mr. Ravindran. I believe there's some court case in railway, so he's not getting relieved. So I think Chennai should have a chairman very quickly. The last issue raised was on dry ports in Telangana. The Sagarmala program had identified 7 major multimodal hubs in the country, and I'm happy to report that 5 have already been picked up for implementation. We are also trying to locate people to do the other 2. But as far as Telangana is concerned, I am given to understand that Visakhapatnam port had offered that if 100 acres of land could be made available to them, then they would be willing to do a dry port linked to Vizag port. Thank you.
You may like to take up.
I'll start with the question on speed breakers, which was a very, very pertinent question in the light of Supreme Court observations. Let me just say that National Highway Authority does not want and does not generally put any speed breakers. And it's part of our policy not to do that. We would prefer, if at all, to put markings which denote that you have to slow down at a particular place. If at all near toll plazas, then we put rumble strips. And mostly when you find along a national highway or near a national highway speed breaker, it is on the crossroads. And sometimes the villagers insist on creating or forcing the contractor to create such a thing, but these are very rare exceptions. Ideally, national highways should not have speed breakers, we do not want to create speed breakers, we will not create speed breakers. So, you know, the entire objective of going on a national highway is otherwise defeated. You have to move seamlessly, move fast. It has to create efficiency. So speed breakers are just not required, not expected. And wherever a speed breaker has been artificially created because of extraneous pressures, we will certainly try and eliminate it. So please let us know where, you know, you have come across a speed breaker which on a national highway which has created a nuisance. There's a tricky question here on the subject of giving you know, free access through toll plazas to accredited journalists. I'm afraid I'm not in a position to comment on it. This is a matter which you all know the answer, but in a generic kind of way, I would like to say that toll plazas are really, you know, and toll fees is not a tax, it is actually a user charge. And so let's leave it at that. On the Chennai-Bangalore Expressway, yes, it's a lot of work has happened. A lot of work is yet to happen, and I'll just quickly narrate to you where we stand on the matter of land acquisition. As you are aware, this is going to be about a 300 plus kilometer stretch. We already have roads. We have the Hoskote road. We have the Hosur Krishnagiri road. So this will be somewhere in between. The alignments have been approved by the 3 state governments. Land acquisition as it stands in the state of Karnataka, we have already got 84% of the land legally in our possession. That means the notification, 3D notification has already been passed. In the case, and this means about 690 hectares. In the case of Andhra Pradesh, 3D notification has been published for 76% of the land, which is 688.5 hectares. In the case of Tamil Nadu, 3D notification has not been passed at all. And the total amount of private land that is required here is about 694 hectares. So I urge that even in Tamil Nadu, that you know, we will constantly we are requesting the state officers to push this up and to move faster on the land acquisition. As regards the environment and forest clearance, it has the terms of reference have been approved by the Ministry of Environment and Forest. Now the procedural bodies have to ensure that it is formally given. As far as forest clearance, Karnataka, there is no forest clearance required. Andhra Pradesh, there is a 7-kilometer stretch over an area of 64 hectares in Palamner Reserve Forest. That is, I think, an elephant reserve, Royal Elephant Reserve. Proposal is in process with the Forest Department. In Tamil Nadu, the length affected is a very small stretch of 0.6 kilometers with an area of 5.5 hectares in Mahima Mandalam Reserve Forest. Proposal is in process with the Forest Department, and we expect that they will be kind enough to grant us clearance. As regards wildlife clearance, Karnataka, none. Andhra Pradesh, as I mentioned, the Royal Elephant Reserve Palamner is affected. So we will have to formally get it. It is passing through the buffer zone of the reserve forest, and the wildlife clearance is to be obtained, for which our officers are working on it. Tamil Nadu, there is no wildlife clearance required. As far as the GAD clearance from the railways is required, approval for GADs for all the ROBs have been received from the Ministry of Railways. Yeah. So this is the position on the Bangalore Expressway, Chennai Expressway. Feasibility report is likely to be submitted by the consultant soon, and we expect that if all this land acquisition work is expedited by the respective state governments, that in towards the end of this financial year, we can start the process of inviting bids. I would ideally like that in the next 3 or 4 months itself, we should initiate the bidding process. On the troubled project of Madravayal to Chennai, it has been truly a project which has agitated all of us and attracted a lot of attention all over. This is a 19-kilometer toll road directly linking the southern end of Chennai port to Madravayal on NH4 without interfering with the city road system. The road, which was scheduled for completion in September 2013, was issued a stop work notice by the government of Tamil Nadu in March 2012, citing certain reasons and issues on the alignment along the river Kuyam. NHAI, which was implementing the project, filed a writ petition, and the matter is presently lying for consideration before the Honorable Supreme Court. As on date, 14% work has been completed. Meanwhile, NHAI and the concessionaire have both terminated mutually. Chennai Port is following with the state government to facilitate resumption of the road work. NHAI and the Ministry of Road Transport have also requested the state government to facilitate expediting the work, since it's a major requirement for relieving the traffic congestion of Chennai Port. As regards NH47, which is Vatkancherry to Thrissur, so this is a total length of 28.35 kilometers. The present progress is 28%. The start date was 15th September 2012, and we expect that this project will be completed by 31st March 2017, which is early next year. The initial problems in this project arose because of difficulties of land acquisition, right of way, and subsequently due to financial problems faced by the concessionaire because he wanted to restructure his loan that was not permitted. Now, fortunately, the loan has been restructured. My officers tell me that in the last 5 months, the progress has been substantial and satisfactory, and about 20 crores worth of work per month is being done, which is a reasonable pace of work. It should be better, but it's a reasonable pace of work, and we hope that truly by 31st March 2017, this work should be completed. A question was asked whether toll fees is fixed by the contractor or by the government. Toll fees are fixed by the government, and it's an entire formula based on the cost of the project, the cost of the structures, and various other facets which goes into determining the toll fees, and so it is fixed by the government. How many PPP projects are stuck presently? We have at one time about 75 projects were stuck, and when I say stuck, it means that they were just not moving. So there was a gap of more than 1 year in which not an iota of work was done. Subsequently, this increased to about 2 years, and at the beginning of 2016-17, there were 75 such projects, which today we have brought down to about 19 such projects. And even out of the 19, under the new schemes and initiatives which the government has taken, 3 of the projects, Chapra Hajipur in Bihar, Krishnagar Behrampur in West Bengal, and Panvel to Indapur, which is Mumbai towards Goa. So these, State Bank was the lead financer for these projects. We have held discussions with State Bank, got an approval from the NHAI board to provide the initiative incentives, which means restoring any lost annuities or time because the project was could not be initiated in those periods. So we have ignored that period. We have agreed to infuse funds into those projects. The lead banker, which is the State Bank, will be taking a hit to some extent, not fully, but to some extent, and the concessionaire has agreed to the revised proposal whereby all the funds that will go into the project will go only for paying off the vendors, and concessionaire will not be able to transfer the money to any other account. So even though tolls will come, even though annuities will come, all that has to be plowed back strictly into the project as per a very rigid mechanism. State Bank, I'm happy to state, SBI board is likely to approve it in the next 1 or 2 days. The consortium members also, State Bank is saying that they will be able to get them to agree. Some concessions are required in terms of forbearance from some technicalities which Chairman State Bank only just now has sent me a fax, and I will be communicating it to the RBI. Hopefully that issue should also get resolved. So at least 3 of our languishing projects, which were some of our very critical projects, will get going on stream again. And once this happens, I am hopeful that by the end of this year, we should get another 5 or 6 projects going, because State Bank being the lead banker, it has a good demonstration effect on the other banks also, and will help to start all this. I must say that Prime Minister's office is also motivating and encouraging us to address these issues in a time-bound manner, and so is our minister, and therefore things are actually beginning to happen. As regards Amravati, a lot of work is going in around Amravati, because the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh has been, practically meeting us at all levels and asking us to address the issues of redevelopment of Amravati as the new capital area. And so we are doing lots of things there. One, we are looking at an Amravati outer ring road, which is a 210-kilometer project worth about 12,000 crores. A detailed project report is getting commissioned for that. We are also looking at a Hyderabad to Amravati expressway. We are looking also at, you mentioned Rayalaseema. So we are looking at Anantapur, which is Rayalaseema, to Gidalur to Guntur highway, 4-laning highway. A project report is getting commissioned for that. So there is a lot of action in and around Amravati. We have also commissioned some new wayside amenity projects on the Hyderabad-Vijayawada road, and like that, more will happen in the days to come.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think we have just 10 minutes. If you are going to be very brief and specific, let's take one from, if you don't mind, the first bench and the last bench. Yeah, please be very brief. Yeah. Maybe after this session you can meet them when you are having tea informally also. Yeah.
Vishwanathan, industrial economist. You mentioned about the major ports. The struggle is very simple. You have got 4 ports in close proximity around Chennai. You have got Ennur, you have got L&T port now taken by the Adanis. You have Chennai port and also Krishnapatnam not far away. There is a lot of effort among these. Chennai in that bargain has become sick. Have not been able to perform effectively as it has done for over 100 years. Can't there be some rational solution to bring Chennai and Ennur under one management, and so that there can be better rationalization over there? And one small question to highways.
One, please, because we have 10 minutes. Vishwanathan ji, you asked during the tea break, no? Last, Arvind ko de dijiye uda.
I'm Swami from Bangalore, Sanjavani. I'm asking, in toll centers, no, especially in holidays and weekends, a lot of queues are there for paying toll. We're getting delayed there only. At least 20 minutes in Bangalore and Bangalore-Tumkur road and near Nelmangala, like that. Toll, this is a major problem. How do you address that one?
Yeah, last question from that person. Yeah, please take it. Then during the tea break, we can meet the secretary chairman. Others, you can ask.
Hello, sir. I am Abdul Salam, Lakshadweep representing. Sir, Lakshadweep have submitted a 15 years perspective plan to shipping ministry. What are the deliberations happening on this project, sir?
Yeah, thank you. Lakshadweep. Yeah.
I think I'll also follow Mr. Narona. I'll be very brief. Actually, on the siting of ports, as you are aware that the non-major ports are on the concurrent list of the Constitution, and by and large the state governments decide where to site ports. Originally, those who are from this area are familiar that there was certain reason why Chennai port promoted Ennore, and thereafter Katupalli and Krishnapatnam came about. So there is always this conflict that whether we let competition take place and let as many ports which can survive be around, or we have some kind of a restriction. There are arguments on both sides. The jury is still out. But the reigning ideology is, given that the decisions are mostly taken by the state governments, that more competition is a good idea. Now, that's part one. Having said that, we are making efforts that all the ports become efficient and are able to retain and attract more traffic. And with coastal traffic growing, I presume that a substantial amount of kick to the turnover will come from coastal cargo, because then two of our ports are handling in one go. Secondly, the other part which was on the 15-year Lakshadweep plan, I think you are aware about the extremely sensitive eco situation in those islands. So I review every quarter every project from Andaman and Lakshadweep religiously, because we know that they are special areas in the country. And I am told that 3 or 4 of our projects by December of this year, we will have the reports from NHAI and other organizations which are doing the eco-sensitive studies or the environmental studies there. The plan is very much with us, but that would be subject to approval from the relevant authorities. Thank you.
Just quickly answer that thing about the Bangalore-Tumkur road. Yes, this is a very, very important stretch, and I will personally ensure that things improve there. But generically speaking, we have instructed our regional officers and our project directors to ensure that they have handheld devices, so that those vehicles which have RFIDs, etc., they can pass by quickly. But I'll take stock of that and look into it more deeply. Smart card we have, earlier it was only ICICI Bank, because ultimately at the national level, when you're looking at it, you're looking at ensuring that there is a due settlement between all the acquiring agencies. Now, apart from ICICI, 4 or 5 other banks have got integrated into the national portal set up by the National Payments Corporation of India. All that is just happening. I think their deadline was 31st August to complete the national clearing house and to integrate 4 or 5 other banks. So the other banks that have come forward are Axis Bank, State Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, and IDFC. So I expect that things will create more momentum for RFIDs, more sales of will take place, and we are launching also a publicity blitzkrieg to ensure that this becomes more popular.
Yeah. Friends, we will be starting the next session at sharp 12 o'clock on the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And I take this opportunity on behalf of Press Information Bureau and all the participants here. I thank the dignitaries for their time, attention, and energy to really discourse on different aspects of the ministry. Thank you, sirs, and thank you, friends. Let's depart for tea.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have tea and go. Thank you. We'll meet again when you come to Delhi.
Yeah.